This is 11-2, volumes of prisms and cylinders. You can actually skip the warm-up problems 1 and 2. So try warm-up 3 and 4 and hit play when you're ready to see the answers. Let's zoom in here. So 3 and 4. Hit play when you're ready. So for the first one, I got 145.3 inches squared. Remember, inches squared for area. Number 4, I got A equals 153.9 feet squared. Remember that a prism contains two bases that have congruent shapes connected at all vertices. So when we find the volume of each prism, it's always going to be capital B. The formula is V equals capital BH. The capital B stands for area of the base. So not just the base. Normally we have lowercase BH, but now we have capital B. So capital B stands for area of the base. So for instance, in this rectangular prism, I start with my formula, capital BH. Well, area of the base, in this case the base is a rectangle, so that actually means lowercase base times height, because that's how you find the area of a rectangle, or length times width. I'll write it as length times width. And then times the height of the overall prism. So the B, the area of the base, was that length times width that I put. Okay, so length times width, that would be 13 times 3 times the height of 5. So some people actually say for a rectangular prism that it's LWH, so it's shown in the formula above. So V equals LWH. Okay, and so we multiplied centimeters times centimeters times centimeters, so that's V equals 195 centimeters cubed to the third power. Okay, in example B, it's the same thing, so it's capital BH. Well, the area of the base in this case is also length times width, or side squared, because it's going to be a square, times the height. So V equals 15 times 15 times the height of 15, because a cube is the same on all sides. And that is 3,375 inches cubed. And you do not need to do the regular polygon, this hexagon here. You do not need to do that for this class yet. Find the volume of a triangular prism with a height of 9 yards whose base is a right triangle with legs 7 yards and 5 yards long. I'm going to start with a picture because it's going to help me. So there are my right triangle bases, and if it's a prism, then it's connected at all sides, at all vertices, I should say. Okay, so find the volume of the triangular prism. So we'll start with our formula, capital BH. Well, the area of the base in this case was a triangle, so I'm using the triangle formula right here, times H. So let's look at the triangle first. 1/2 times base, which is 5, times the height of the right triangle is 7, times the overall height, which I forgot to add to my picture, is 9 yards. Type all this in my calculator. 1/2 times 5 times 7 times 9. 157.5 yards, and that's going to be cubed again, because if you think about it, I multiplied yards by yards by yards for yards cubed. A swimming pool is a rectangular prism. Estimate the volume of the water in the pool in gallons when it's completely full. So let's start with the volume. So volume equals capital BH. Area of the base is a rectangle, so that's going to be length times width times height. And so that's 25 times 15 times 9. And so the volume is 3,375 feet cubed. Okay, in order to cancel out the feet cubed and get it into gallons, we need to multiply it by this rule. I know the feet cubed have to be on the bottom so that they're diagonal from each other and the feet cubes will cancel. So that means that I'm going to put 0.134 feet cubed on the bottom. and 1 gallon up top. So if you're converting, you're multiplying by the rule. The rule was provided to me, so I'm just multiplying by this rule. But to decipher if the gallons is in the numerator or the denominator and vice versa, you're looking at your units that you're trying to cancel. I was trying to get rid of feet cubed, so I had to put, this is cross-canceling, I had to put the feet cubed in the bottom. And when we multiply that, we get 25,187 gallons. Okay, now it says the density of the water is about 8.33 pounds per gallon. So if we want to convert this now, estimate the weight in water in pounds, we would have to multiply by the rule, 833 pounds per gallon. But think to yourself, where does gallons need to go for what we're multiplying by? It has to go in the bottom so that these are diagonal from each other and they cancel. So that means it's 8.33 pounds over 1 gallon. So then you multiply this, and you should get 25187 times 8.33, which is about 209,807 pounds. Try this now. You try and hit play when you're ready to see the answer. Okay, so be careful. The wording said that the height was doubled, so instead of 8, we had to multiply by 2, 16. And so if you got half of 115,200, then that's why you didn't double that height. And to convert between, right here, to convert between the volume in feet cubed to gallons, I needed that rule from the last problem, so that's what I used. This is what I got from my volume in gallons. And then to convert it to the weight, same thing. I used the rule from the last problem, the 8.33 pounds in 1 gallon. Multiplied that, and this is what I ended up with, 7,161,313 pounds. So a cylinder is the same formula. It doesn't matter if it's a slanted cylinder or not. So we start with capital B, H, because we're just counting the space inside. It doesn't change the space inside. So capital B, remember, that's area of the base. So in this case, the base is a circle. So that's going to be pi r squared times the height. Well, pi times the radius is going to be 9, because the diameter is 18. So pi times 9 squared times the height of 14. And this will give us a volume of, you can leave your answer in pi if you want to. So you can do 9 squared is 81 times 14, which is 1,134 pi inches cubed, but don't forget the pi symbol. Or you could multiply by pi in your calculator and get about, approximately, let's see my squiggly lines, 3,562.6 inches cubed. So that's in terms of pi and rounded to the nearest tenth. Okay, same thing for the next one. Draw a picture if you need to, but they gave us the base area this time. So V equals capital B H. They gave us the base area as 121 pi, which meant that the radius had to be 11 since it was pi r squared. That got us the r squared, got us the 121. So I know that my radius is 11, and it said the height is equal to twice the radius. So the height is going to be 22. So now, once I multiply this out, I end up with either 2,662 pi centimeters cubed or 8,362.9 centimeters cubed. Try the now you try and hit play when you're ready to hear the answer. So here's my answer in terms of pi and rounded to the nearest tenth. For example 4, we can work this out in class if we want to, but you don't really have to find the volume of both of these. You can just think about the fact that volume is to the 3rd power. And so you can take the what's happening, where it's being multiplied by 2/3, you can take that 2/3 and put that to the third power. So to see what would happen to the volume, if you're taking all these dimensions, 33 inches and 24 inches, and you're cutting them into 2/3, that would be 22 inches and 16 inches. We want to see what happened to the volume from here to here. And so I can tell you that 2/3 to the third power gets us 8/27. And so the volume of the cylinder changed by a factor of 8/27. That's what's happening. The overall volume would change by 8/27 once you finally go through and do all of the calculations of pi r squared times h, etc. But you can just take the number they gave you and cube it. Okay, so in the now you try, it says the length, width, and height of the prism are doubled. Well, think about the word doubled. What number does that represent? Times 2, right? So we're going to take the 2 and we're going to cube that. And so that would be 8. And so then I write the volume of the cylinder changed by a factor of 8, or it was multiplied by 8. You guys haven't learned enough yet to be able to do example 5 and the now you try here, so skip those for now.